Hey guys, Toast here. Welcome to the Is It Over or Underpowered series, where we're going to analyze the least and most used weapon variants for each class in Battlefield 1, and discuss if the weapons are really that underpowered or overpowered, as well as what I believe DICE may be able to do in order to make the weapons fall more in line with the others in the class. All statistics are courtesy of BattlefieldTracker.com, and are based on the amount of time spent using each weapon, not necessarily how many kills have been achieved with those weapons. Today's topic of discussion is going to be the BAR M1918 Storm variant, which historically and consistently since launch, has been the single most used weapon variant of all light machine guns for the support class. Now, similar to our discussion of the M1907 SL Factory, we're going to make the baseline assumption that if all weapons were perfectly balanced, given that at the time this video is being released, including current DLC weapons, there are a total of 19 variants of light machine guns for the support class, theoretically we should be seeing around a roughly 5.3% usage time for each variant. According to actual usage statistics, the BAR M1918 Storm variant is being used by roughly 24 to 26% of the Battlefield 1 community while running the support class. So essentially, 1 out of every 4 support players is using this variant of this weapon. This variant is a distinct statistical anomaly within the class, as the next highest weapon used is only around 8 to 10%. In looking at its historical usage, the weapon rose to the top almost immediately. Within the first 2 weeks of the game being launched, the BAR M1918 Storm surpassed the Lewis gun low weight, which was obviously the highest previously due to the fact that it was the only weapon unlocked by default, and then the BAR passed the M1909 beseiged, which was the second highest from the start. From that point on, the BAR M1918 has held the top spot by a long shot, peaking at almost 29% usage back in mid-February of 2017. Let's start with what we know about the BAR M1918 as a whole, compared to other weapons in the class. We know that all variants of the weapon are pretty close-range oriented, in fact arguably one of the most close-range oriented of all weapons within the support class. The only other weapon that it really competes with at that range is the Madsen MG, which has a slower rate of fire but a larger magazine. We know that the BAR M1918 has easily the highest rate of fire of all support weapons at 600 rounds per minute, which is ultimately what secures its close-range dominance within the class. It has the same maximum damage as all other LMGs at 23, with the only exception being the shote, but the BAR also has one of the highest minimum damages at 19, again with the only exception being the shote. This means that not only is it the best close-range option, but a viable mid to long-range option as well. The weapon's biggest weakness is the small magazine at only 20 rounds, but it does have a fast, short, and long reload to partially offset this. From a statistical standpoint, comparing it to the other weapons in the class, the BAR is in a very advantageous position right now from the get-go, with its only notable downfall being the small magazine size. Let's delve a little deeper into the differences between the actual variants themselves. The trench variant is going to give you the best hipfire spread, making it the best possible option for hipfiring this weapon. However, it should be taken into consideration that the Storm and telescopic variants already have some of the best hipfire statistics of light machine guns in general. The telescopic variant has a mid-range scope and the best ADS spread while standing still, as well as the best spread decrease and spread increase per shot, making it the easiest to consistently hit long-range targets. The Storm variant, however, gives this weapon a roughly 40% reduction in vertical recoil and 25% reduction in horizontal recoil, making target tracking and consistent aiming very easy. The low recoil of this variant makes mid and long range targets overall pretty easy to take care of, and the fact that even the base hipfire spread of this weapon without the added benefit of the trench variant is still very good, combined with the overall very high rate of fire, means that close range targets offer little concern to the user. The Storm variant seems to represent the best of all options with the BAR, offering the necessary accuracy at range with the powerful close-range capabilities. Now to answer the question, is the weapon overpowered? It seems to me that based on what we've discussed so far, the BAR M1918 Storm variant may actually be just a little bit overpowered in its current state. It still has almost all of the same benefits of other weapons, additional benefits of its own, and very few downfalls. It has the mid and long range recoil accuracy comparable to weapons like the M1909 beseiged Storm and the Huo. It excels over other weapons for rate of fire, giving it the best close range power. It's tied with the Madsen MG for best hipfire even without the trench variant benefits, and it's tied with the M1909 beseiged for best minimum damage, again with the only exception being the shote, which itself has other pros and cons. The only downfall to this weapon is a 20-round magazine, but it also has a fast short reload and the fastest long reload of all support weapons, making for a weapon that excels or at the very least very well holds its own at pretty much everything with little to counterbalance that. So how can DICE go about fixing this? Well, they would have to figure out a way to tone down the variant to bring it more in line with the other weapons in the game and variants of this weapon, while still having a reason to use it. Now there are a couple changes that I feel could work but still keep the weapon viable. As with my video on the M1907 SL Factory, these suggestions obviously aren't guaranteed to work and are just my opinion of options that may be worth trying. My first recommendation would be to decrease the hipfire accuracy of the Storm variant to match that of the M1909 Benet Merci. This would allow the variant to still benefit from the higher accuracy at mid and long range, as well as still be competitive at close range due to the weapon's high rate of fire, but it would still give players more of a reason to choose the trench variant in certain situations, as the trench variant would still be notably better suited for close range engagement due to its better hipfire spread. Another option would be to increase the Storm variant's ADS spread while standing still. It wouldn't need to be a huge increase, but that would give you more of a reason to choose the telescopic variant for particularly long-range shots, as you wouldn't need to have to worry about missing shots as much due to the preferable spread. It would also encourage users to be on the move with the Storm variant versus stationary with the telescopic, giving the BAR M1918 Storm a more distinct situational usage. These changes would have a small impact on the Storm variant's close-range prowess, making it a bit more of a mid-range version of the weapon, while still giving the telescopic the edge in long range and the trench the edge in close range. Now I want to know how you feel about the BAR M1918 Storm variant. How would you go about changing it to decrease its usage while still making it a viable choice? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Toast, and I'll talk to you soon.